to be one of the most anticipated movies of the year. Acclaimed director Guillermo del Toro's take on author Mary Shelley's famous tale of Frankenstein. Now, the film received a 15-minute-long standing ovation following its premiere at the Venice Film Festival. And after seeing the film, it's not hard to understand why. Oscar Isaac and Jacob Elordi both deliver award-worthy performances as the mad scientist and his creature. I had the pleasure of catching up with Oscar, Jacob, and Guillermo to dive into this epic reimagining of Frankenstein.
What manner of creature is that? What manner of devil made him?
Gentlemen, thank you for your time. This is quite the epic movie. Just when we thought that we knew the story, along comes this. Guillermo, tell me about putting your stamp on this classic tale.
Well, you know, when we were launching Pinocchio, we used a line that was, this is a story you think you know. And we're going to tell it in a new way. The sort of pillars of the story everybody knows. They know there's going to be a creation scene, there's going to be a lab, there's going to be a creature. The scope of it and the intimacy of it, you know, all these things came to combine in a way that is different, and it allows it to exist not as a creaky classic, but something that is full of love and passion and feels modern.
Oscar, you've played many great roles over the years, but tell me about taking on one of the most famous characters, you know, in literary history, Victor Frankenstein.
Yes, well, I think it was just Guillermo's interpretation of this character was just so vital and so exciting. And, you know, that he's this very defiant, very much more like an artist than I think you'd think of as a traditional scientist. And is a character that has so much rage, but actually getting to play him, I found it to be the most pleasurable part I've probably ever played. There was just so much to do. These moments of optimism or the darkness that happens after the creature is created. You know, he just starts to really get this kind of diseased feeling of anger and rejection. So it was a dream.
My maker, Victor Frankenstein.
Jacob, you are brilliant once again, mate. It's good to see you. This is quite the part, if I can put it that way.
Quite the part.
Quite the part.
Tell me about taking on this role.
I mean, I was just beside myself to get the phone call to come and play with somebody like Guillermo. You get asked to play the archetypal man, the first man. You get to play pre-consciousness and discover consciousness and all the pitfalls that we have growing from a child into a teenager into a young man. I got to address sort of all of that on an incredibly personal level in this sort of beautiful fairy tale.
I demand a single grace from you.
I have a fairly weak stomach, and I must admit that sitting in the cinema watching this on a massive screen, it wasn't good for me a couple of times, Guillermo.
Was that when I was naked in the bathtub?
It's a badge of honor, right?
Well, I think that the movie may have some gastrointestinal effect. I will put a disclaimer.
Yeah, it's good.
Jacob, for the Aussie audience, mate, you know, who think they know the story, give us a shameless plug.
I mean, this particular Frankenstein, our Frankenstein, is primarily to me about the relationships between fathers and sons, but it's also about the world, and it's about hope, and it's a film about the ability to have a conversation and the ability to look at each other and to look at ourselves sincerely, you know, without prejudice. And it's also deeply entertaining, and it's epic.
Gentlemen, thank you very much indeed for your time. All the best. Congratulations.
Thanks, Richard.
Now, run.
Yeah, look, epic is the word. Frankenstein is in select cinemas from today, and it hits Netflix November the 7th. Not far away. Big, big, big movie.